everybody, and welcome to this video for the AI publishing formula. This is going to be just a little mini introduction to a new tool that I love, which is called Hunch. You can find it at hunch.tools, and when you get there, you will need to sign up for the beta. But once you get access, you get this incredible tool that I think we're going to see a lot more of in the future. So a couple of things. The basics is that this is a whiteboard. In the first instance, when you open it up, you'll get a screen like this, and you could say, what would you like AI to do? And it'll actually tell you the process that you should use with the different AI tools embedded. I'm going to show you that in a second, but to understand what blocks are available, you can see that it has 18 models enabled inside it. So you can use GPT-4o, which just launched yesterday. You can use Claude 3 Opus or Haiku, etc. You can look at all the models there. You can use 2 different models to access the internet, 5 different models for the graphics, and then vision, transcription, 5 models for voice, including 11 labs, and then some experimental items. Now, for those of you who have ever used a whiteboard in real life, you understand essentially that they're really great for doing brainstorming and workflow creation. So now they're also showing you what the core blocks that you can use inside Hunch are. So in this case, they're creating content, batch, running code, or you can throw in sticky notes. So what does this all mean in practicality? Well, first I'm going to show you a really simple situation. Let's close the blocks. Now, let's say I want to create a marketing plan for my paranormal women's fiction novel, including current market research, competitive analysis. Then I'm just going to say, etc. Okay, now we're going to run this, pressing the play button, and then it'll start generating the instructions. So now what it's done here is it's written the prompt for me. Where we're headed is that you won't have to write the prompts, but you'll have full visibility into the prompts. So you saw what I wrote, and now it's saying, okay, as an experienced marketing strategist, create a detailed marketing plan outline for the user's paranormal women's fiction novel. Include the following key components: market research. These are all key components of a marketing plan. Competitive analysis, high-level marketing strategy, provide a marketing plan outline. So that's the prompt that it's done. Now what it's doing here below, we can get down there, is it's actually creating the content. So the marketing plan outline, you probably can't read it that small, and you can see it's got this zoom in, zoom out functionality, which you're going to see in great detail in a second. So now it's giving you what the basics of this are. So it's saying you're going to look for the different authors and the book titles, create the author profiles for specific details. It's telling you how you're going to market, etc. So all of a sudden, we've started to get the content of what we're going to need. Now what you can do here is you can add here, what's the next thing? So I read that and I'm like, well, use the internet to conduct the competitive analysis. And then we tell it to generate the instructions. and it starts to deliver the strengths and weaknesses. And it's so interesting because I remember, when we started this, it was March of 2023 when we started recording videos of our work with this, and we were having to use just Chat GPT. We were having to go to Bing. We were having to go to a lot of different tools to get this same type of response. And now, because this first tool was using Claude, this one is using Perplexity, so it immediately starts to deliver this. And by the way, if you want to see it bigger, you absolutely can. So now, and again, this is a whiteboard, so I can move it around, I can zoom in, and I can just read this. Okay, so now, and again, I'm just brainstorming here. So I'm going to create another one, and I would say, check reader sentiment for PWF. And let's assume at this stage it knows what this is. And again, the tool is looking for what is the best tool. And now it's analyzing the competitive analysis report. So it's analyzing this report to extract relevant sentiment information, summarize the key findings related to the reader sentiment for PWF. Okay, so now we start to see the strengths, weaknesses, challenges, and opportunities. So I'm going to stop on this because I don't want to get too carried away in this is a whole lesson in and of itself, is how you do your research for your audience. And what I really wanted to do was show you this tool. So from here, and this doesn't have to be linear. So right now we're seeing essentially a linear path, but we can do other things that are not quite so linear. So for example, you can go into this is not what I want to do. Let's go into a template. So let's take a template, and this is where I believe writing with AI is really going to go. So now what you see here is this is a built out template of writing a book using a whiteboard. And if you are anything like me, you've been around since the days, of writing with, let's just stop this for a second. So you've been around since we were, writing on 3x5 cards, putting them on the wall, moving them around, and Scrivener replaced that. Screenwriter 2000 replaced that 24 years ago. Oh my gosh. Okay, but what they've done is they've given you a template here, and this is to create a children's book. So it's already got all the pathways in it. And this is a simple form for a whiteboard, but let me show you. We're going to do this, and it tells you where to start. So they've started with a mouse having a birthday party. And we're going to say a dragon rider is trying to save I know this isn't exactly original, save a dragon egg from a devious collector. Okay, that's going to be our story. I'm not going to give it any more details. So now the reason why I'm zooming back out is that I want you to see how it's going to use this. And we're going to hit play. So you can see it's filling in this content. It's doing the story arc outline. So it's hitting all the beats. And then what it should be doing, here we go. So now it's doing the character descriptions. And then it's going to create a short story. This is a children's book. So you can just imagine that you can create the exact workflow of the way you want to do the beats, the chapters, the scenes, the outline, and everything can be recreated to itself. So once it finishes writing out the short story, and of course, I'm not reading this because I'm just trying to demo for you the concept of how Hunch is going to be writing books in the future. And then this is the scene breakdown, and the scene breakdown helps it create the graphics. The reason why I feel that Hunch is such an amazing tool for authors is because we are creatives, we are left brain individuals. And so we like to have things that we can move around. And using a whiteboard style means that you're not stuck in a linear fashion. You're not stuck cutting and pasting different boxes. So now what it's done is it's going to batch these, and I get insight into every single section of the batch. So I know it's taking the scenes, then it's going to create the illustrations, as you can see, and it pre-populates the prompts, but you get to see them, so you can change them if you want. It's not just a drop down, select an item menu, or the prompt isn't hidden in the background like you see with a lot of apps today. And so now it starts to populate the images. And here we have all of the images quickly drawn out to go with the children's story that we wrote. And then, of course, you've got other opportunities here where you can have it create a speech of the book. So we're not going to see all these different tools where we have to input to this tool, output to that tool, move it around, move it here and there. You're going to be able to use a tool like this in the future to absolutely create exactly all the aspects of a project. So one of the things I want to do here before we end the video is add a block. So I'm going to add this, and I can just drag and drop it. This is the functionality that's capable now. And so now we've got a new block here, and I want to create marketing content. And I want to do it not from the scene breakdown, not from the images. I want to do it from the short story. So I am going to, whoops, connect these two. And then based on this story, create 10 marketing, oops, let me zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. Create 10 social media posts for this book. And actually, let's do this. Let's make this 2 so it doesn't take quite so long. And let's include the graphics. So again, we're dragging and dropping. So now we've got social media posts. It's going to go to OpenAI GPT-4o. And now we're going to tie in the story and the images that it created. And we're going to have it create some social media posts. In this format, you can actually do your entire market research, your entire genre analysis. your social media posts, and write your story all in the same area. So now you can see how we have built out, ooh, that's pretty, the social media post. So this is just an example. And again, when you zoom back out, you've actually got this as your book, and you can keep adding and building and create your whole world in this space, from your market research to your world building to your plot points to your scenes to your beats to your graphics to your marketing plan to your social media. It's all in there, and this is why Hunch is my new favorite tool.